So what I'm doing here is I'm using this square that I purchased at the hardware store. It's got a let me see if it's got a pivot. It's got a pivot point. So what I can do is rotate this around that pivot point, and I could follow, let's say, if I wanted to make so from that pivot point, let's say if I wanted to do a 6-inch mark here, I could drag this around with my pencil here and pretty much make my circle. So I can keep my mark at the 6, drag this all the way around, and I would make my circle there. So this comes in handy to make that circle. There's other methods that you could use. Some people use a string. You could put a string here, tie a loop around it, and then use the other end with a pencil or some sort of marking tool. But this, since I have this and it has a pivot point, I've been using it to make my circle platforms for the tree. Okay, and so I'm going to do that, and I will be back with another part of the video. Okay, so here is the circle that I've made with my square pivot. I marked a 9-inch mark here, and I pretty much took this and went all the way around on my 9-inch mark there. Okay, so I made my circle by putting the mark there and following that all the way around. So I'm going to cut that out, and then I will show you how I'm assembling the flanges. Okay, so here's the next step for your round platforms for your Christmas tree village. So what I've done here is I've already had my pivot point when I created my circle. So roughly, I mean, I still kind of measured from here to here to here to here, just to make sure everything was about the same. But I used that as a reference, that hole there, just to make sure it was about center, and then you can measure from here to here, here to here, and just to make sure everything is the same. What I did was I marked it with a pencil. I drilled them out, and that was pretty much it. I just used the flange as a template, traced it, I put my little marks there, drilled them out, and now the next step is pretty much to put all of the bolts in, the holes. Okay, we're going to flip it around, and we're going to use the other flange and insert all the bolts. Oops. You're going to insert all the bolts through. This one looks like it's a little bit tight. I'm just going to drill it through a little bit. Oops. Get everything through. Okay, so this step here was pretty much just, this is going to be my very top piece. So there's no flange up here, but all I did was I found my centerpiece, which where I initially put my pivot point when I did my circle. I centered this flange, traced around it, and put the flange down, and then drilled my 4 holes, or marked the holes in the flange and then drilled those through. And then this is a 1 1/4 inch by 2 inch screw that pretty much goes through here, comes through, 1/4 inch washer, bolt, and then that's just tightening down that. So on another piece, they would have a flange here and a flange here. This is just an example of my top piece, but they're all pretty much going to be the same. Top piece is not going to have a flange. I'm going to have something sitting on top here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You tighten it. Then you have, this is a 1 inch by 12 inch pipe. And that just screws in like that. Okay, and then that will go to the next platform, and so on and so forth. My transition piece from the stand to the first tier, first round shelf, and this is pretty much just an 8-inch PVC, or sorry, 8-inch pipe, black steel pipe. This is a an threaded end coupling, and so then this is the flange that it screws onto. So what I happen to have, which actually worked out for me, was this was for a bike. It was a coupling used to put another adapter on, and luckily for me it fit around this 1-inch pipe. So what I did was I slid the 1-inch pipe onto this, and then it went into the 1.5-inch adapter for the Home Heritage Gold Christmas tree stand, and that pretty much is now snug, like it's holding firmly in place. So I don't know if you can get this at maybe Canadian Tire or bike stores, but again, it fit around the 1-inch pipe. It slid into the top of the adapter for the gold tree stand, and then it pretty much will sit flush with the, put these 2 little screws in. So that's my transition piece, and it works out to be quite stable.